So, this Sonic the Hedgehog video I just posted is pretty controversial. I expected that. Not necessarily did I expect some of the reasons it is. So I want to address some of the stuff that got brought up that is good points in the comments, but also some bad points in the comments. So, first of all, good points. Yeah, animators should unionize if they are not already a union. I don't really know anything about animators' unions, but, you know, if they could unionize in order to avoid issues like, you know, these bad working conditions of being forced into crunch periods, then that is obviously something that should be done. So, yeah, that's a good point. Another one about blacklisting. I will admit, didn't even consider the blacklisting angle, but that's kind of a part of my point, is that what I was trying to say is that the industry is a bad place to work. And you have to know that going into it. You know that you are entering a field that has a lot of issues, that you will be bullied and, you know, treated poorly at this job. And the reason that that's going to happen is, you know, well, the reasons I basically stated in that video. So, a lot of people were saying it's not so easy to just quit your job and go do something else. Not everybody has a job like you. Well, anybody could have a job like me. That's kind of part of my point, is that there's nothing particularly special about me or my life that means I can do YouTube and make a career out of it. It's about the fact that I recognized, you know, the market forces of YouTube. I recognized, like, what you can do, and then I did that thing based on the information that I had at my disposal, you know? And anybody could make those same observations. Anybody could look at what they're capable of and whether or not they can make a profit doing that independently, or if they're, you know, if you want to have good working conditions, when you go to get work, try to find a place that you can work well. And a lot of people said, well, it's extremely difficult to find jobs in the animation industry. You know, it's not so easy to just find some place to work at that's good. Well, no shit. I never said it was easy. In fact, I think it's incredibly fucking difficult. That was my point. My point is that if you're entering an extremely difficult, extremely competitive industry, you should expect that if you are not capable, for whatever reason, be that just sheer privilege or sheer skill or whatever reason you have that you can do this job well, that is a good reason to get into the job. If you don't have those advantages, it's not an advisable career. It's not a career that you should just be doing just because you want to do it, you know, if you don't have the resources to actually do it. You know, if you find yourself in a position where the only option for you is to work for a shitty studio that's making a Sonic movie, then, you know, it might be a career that's worth reconsidering. And I mean, if you're happy enough just doing a job like this just because you'd rather be animating than doing something else, well, then you just have to expect what's going to come with the territory of being a third string animator, you know, of being somebody who can only get a job at that level. It's like there's no need for that type of animation in the world. You know, like, nobody's going to celebrate what you're doing. You're not going to be rewarded for making something that sucks. And I don't think that we should be like saying, oh, you know, we have to make sure that these animators are able to do their job in great working conditions if, you know, if the product is something that we don't care about. It's like, why would we as a collective, you know, choose to sort of subsidize someone to do something that we don't see value in, you know? So, like, it's my point is that yes, it's difficult. Yes, it is competitive. Yes, it is hard. That's what you should expect from this industry and from this job. And, you know, it's going to come with a lot of drawbacks. And any creative field has a lot of drawbacks. My job has a ton of drawbacks, but the reason I keep doing it is that ultimately the benefits outweigh the negatives. And if that's how the people working on the Sonic movie feel, then great, you know? But, you know, that comes with crunch time. It comes with shitty working conditions. And if you can't find a way to make that not happen, then I don't want to say you deserve it, but, you know, it's certainly not going to make me feel terrible that these things are happening to you if you can't do anything for yourself, you know? Like, anybody could feasibly find a way that they don't have to be in an industry with these practices. You can't just get a job there and then be like, oh, well, now I'm stuck at this job. I can't possibly change the circumstances, can't possibly form a union, can't possibly reconsider this industry, can't possibly try to go independent, you know? I mean, yes, it will be a struggle, but it might be a worthwhile struggle if you get to work on projects you care about and, you know, be able to manage your own career. It's something that lots and lots of people have done. You know, I would encourage, if you're a 3D animator trying to figure out how to work independently, go follow M.Strange, a creator who, you know, made 3 entire films entirely by himself, launched his career wholly on the basis of doing his own thing, totally uncompromising, has never made anything that, you know, is less than his vision. He has ass loads of videos that give advice and help on how to be an independent animator. So, you know, again, it's not that I feel no sympathy for people who are being forced into crunch time. It sucks, but the only reason that they can do that to you is that you let them do that to you. If people refused to work on projects that had these kinds of management, then they wouldn't be able to make projects with these kinds of management.